Guys, today we're doing this matte Tesla, and yeah, we're gonna make this thing look really nice. It's got tints. Man, this thing's dope. So let's get started. Ah. What was that? Oh, hey buddy. Really just need some soap, and then to spray them down with a high pressure washer. The one that we had on Instagram. We're gonna start with the door jambs, and spraying the door jambs like that does not hurt the doors. Just be careful of the speaker. Just an all-purpose cleaner. So yeah, this should clean it up really nicely. Now that you have the door jambs done and the floor mats sitting and drying, then you can move on to the actual interior. Now for the interior, we usually start with the seats. Top down, all these front seats, the console area. We'll clean out all of this. We'll clean basically all the hard surfaces that aren't the floor. So, you know, your doors and everything in the doors. We won't do windows until the very end, just because, you know, that'll give you the best chance at a streak-free finish. You'll notice, look, door jambs are not 100% clean, and that's okay. With the pressure washing, we're basically getting off, you know, 80-90% of it. At the end, we're gonna wipe everything down with glass cleaner. That'll leave it perfect finish. And so we're basically looking just for a quick 80% clean and then a more fine-tuned final touch. Don't know what it's called, but it's an amazing tool. It's got a very fine tip, and it'll spray super high-pressured air wherever you want. And so this part is probably the most fun. And so we'll take this compressor reel, extend it, just so enough so you can get to all the interior areas with no problem. Then connect this guy. It's very loud. Now we're gonna let this basically heat up. Now that you've got your compressor, I would also recommend getting this fine tipped gun. It's super high pressured. It's great for any kind of surfaces. Super great. But yeah, then we're gonna start wiping down all these seats, spraying everything out. And yeah, we'll let that basically pressurize here, and then we'll blow everything out, make sure it looks super nice on the seats. The doors look good, and the console and everything. And then we'll go in for a vacuum and wipe everything down for like a final touch. Hit the windows, and we'll do the exterior. And so we'll start top down. We'll clean all of these seats. I usually get my compressor out and spray things down just with a bit of air. We'll spray out, you know, these areas, everything over here. We'll pressure, you know, all these areas, all the console area. We'll also clear out any valuables left over, and yeah, we'll basically wipe down everything top to bottom, all the hard surfaces. We'll leave the glass for last. That's always the last thing that you do, even after, you know, your exterior detail. You want to make sure it looks perfect. And, you know, for most things in detailing, you're going to be cleaning stuff on the interior, you know, basically, you know, mostly once. But then you'll go back in and kind of just hit with the finishing touches and whatnot. So, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect when you go by first. You're just looking for 80% clean, and then at the end, once you finish everything else, you're going to go in for the finer details. So it's mostly a two-step process where you're getting, you know, the 80% done and then the last 20%. It's usually how it goes. So the stuff will fly back onto all the materials and whatnot, and so you don't need to make it perfect, especially since you're using a compressor, and high-pressured air means high-pressured crumbs going all over the car when you spray out other stuff. And while you're at it, spray off the seats. All right, same thing. We're gonna clean these ones as well. So we're just gonna take the glass cleaner, spray it in here, spray it in here, spray everything on the console. Okay, we're gonna put a towel over it and just blow it. I mean, like, what, that took maybe like 4 seconds, and make sure everything looks really nice. But I mean, yeah, I mean, the compressor is, you know, saves me so much time. You don't have to go in here with, you know, all like 4 different kinds of brushes and whatnot. You literally just need a compressor. I mean, come on, like, this console looks amazing. This took me, you know, 20 seconds, right? We're gonna go back and obviously, you know, fix all these little micro hairs. I'm just gonna spray some glass cleaner on it, wipe everything down. I mean, like, you know, half of it's already done, right? Now, one thing here, spray it down, bang, bang, like that. Same thing, you're gonna wipe down the entire driver's side. All right, same thing. Once you close everything up, spray it, and get this side too. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff in here. Same thing. You've got the console done, the seats done, all the high up things done. You're gonna go to the door here. All right, the rest of it is pretty, self-explanatory. We're basically just gonna wipe down everything, all the back of the seats, and then I'll vacuum it all. And yeah, I mean, you should be done with your interior. You can finish the windows whenever you want. I usually do it after I finish the exterior. And yeah, then you'll just put the mats back in. Make sure you spray them off with some air. Make sure there's no dust on them. And also, you're gonna wanna put a coating on the floor mats, not the driver's side one, just because sometimes it's a little slippery. But yeah, it'll make it pop. All right, now we're gonna vacuum out the entire interior. All right, first, we're going to spray down all of these wheels, same thing. And then for these finish in particular, we're going to use some acid and get them looking super nice. Then just take some acid. I've got muriatic acid diluted 4:1, and just spray it into the wheel barrels. Don't be afraid with this stuff. Okay, and we're gonna let that sit on it and then come back and spray it off. Now that you've let it sit, we're just gonna spray off everything. So, and then hit it with a bit of cleaner. We're gonna hit it with some soap. After you've done your acid and sprayed it off, you can go ahead and hit it with your pH, your high pH cleaner, so the soap. And then we're just gonna basically hit these little front panels, make sure there's no dirt, because the acid won't really take care of oil or dirt or anything like that. And so you just want to go ahead and wipe down and scrub these wheels here. And then we'll take a tire brush, the tires, and then yeah, I mean it should look brand new. There you go. All right, now that you've got the wheels and tires cleaned, they're looking good. You're gonna take your foam cannon and you're just gonna spray down the paint. Extra minimal detailing. There we go. Like this. All right. Then you're gonna take your wash bucket, fill it up with water. Might as well wash your hands while you're at it. And then you're going to take your big mop head, make sure it's squeaky clean. And then you're going to wash the entire exterior. Make sure when you're doing this you don't have any rings on. I mean, that should be a given for any kind of detailing, but no rings. You can wear a watch if it's like plastic, I'd say. That's fine. I've got a Casio. It's a great watch. I didn't wear it today. But yeah, I mean, if you want to wear a watch, you can. I would stray away from any necklaces that are exposed, especially if they're metal. You want to keep them away from the paint just so you're not risking any scratching, especially on a mat. Finish with that, just spray everything off. All right, once you're finished with that, just spray everything off, top to bottom. All right, now that you've got it cleaned, take your favorite foam wax and spray it on the car. Now this stuff should not be used too often in the sun. I would say, if you're a professional detailer and you can get to it in time, I would go panel by panel because it's in direct sunlight. Luckily today we've got some clouds overhead, and so foaming the entire car is. All right, now spray everything off and you should be left with a flawless finish.